What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another YouTube video. My name is Mike. I'm hanging out my storage unit here. I sell media full-time on Amazon and eBay. Today is Monday, so you got to listen to me ramble on about something, but this one's kind of important because this past week there's been a lot of different things going on Amazon, not so much eBay, but I just kind of wanted to cover the topic of basically you're selling on these platforms and you're at the will of these platforms. You have to realize this. There's risk in what we're doing, whether it's Amazon or eBay. And at any given moment, they can decide, hey, Mike, I don't care if you got a storage unit. I don't care if you have 10,000 books. We don't want you on our platform no more. And it's gone. So I'm going to kind of cover the sky is falling kind of mentality and why you should kind of move away from that. And as a business owner, start thinking about other ways to diversify your business, basically. So that's going to be the video today. We're going to get right on into it. If you're interested, we have a weekly Zoom call for all YouTube members. Every Sunday we hang out, run our mouths for about an hour, hour and a half. We also have a Discord for YouTube members as well. Let me shut up. Let's get into this topic because it's kind of been, it happened last week, so it's kind of been eating at me, right? So let me get right on into it. Let's go. All right, so we're going to hop right on into it. Just to give a little bit of background here. So last week, Amazon had a glitch in the system where certain sellers received an email saying they can no longer sell books for no rhyme or reason, right? It just said popular books, and the sky was falling. Everywhere you looked, on YouTube, any other book channels, everybody's hearing the same thing, like, oh my God, is this the end? Is this the end? It was just affecting certain users, and you know, it's Amazon, right? So when you compare Amazon to eBay, there's always a lot of glitches on Amazon that can literally, like, things like this, you know, makes it seem like it's over with, right? The end is here. And I understand the frustration that comes with that, but in reality, we're all selling on their platform, right? If we don't like it, I know this is like kind of, I guess it's kind of harsh, but it's the reality of reselling. We are selling on their platforms, so guess what? If they don't want us selling there no more, then there's nothing you can do, and that's just the reality of it. And whether you're brand new or you're selling or you have thousands and tens of thousands of items in stock, if they decide they don't want you around no more, then guess what? You're not going to be around. So I understand the appeal of, oh my God, this is happening. Is it going to happen to me? I want you to get out of that mindset. I want you to get in the mindset of, what are you going to do if that happens, right? So I'm going to give you a perfect example of exactly kind of how Amazon has kind of screwed me over, but I sell on their platform, so I got to play by their rules. So we all know restock limits happened about a month or two ago. I went from basically having, a limit of 10K plus down to, I think it was, the first time they cut me was around 3,400. So I had more inventory in stock than that. I think I was sitting around right around 3,800 at the time. So I couldn't send anything in basically until I sold through products. Now, as we continued on here, this past Friday, I woke up and my limits were cut again. So I was all the way down to 3,050, and they cut me down to 2,850. So I'm already above the limit where I was at. So what do, right? Sure, I can sit here and cry about it and probably make, a pretty good video with fake tears coming down my eyes and this is the end, there's no way forward, but that is not how you should be, and that's not how I'm ever going to be, because it's your business, right? You're a business owner. You got to be able to pivot your business at the drop of a dime. So what did I do? I started merchant fulfilling, right? And merchant fulfilling actually worked pretty well. Now, my limits did go back up with time, so I switched back to FBA, but now that I'm cut again, guess what? I'm not quitting. I'm not giving up. I'm not crying to anybody. All right, maybe I cried to a few people. I probably told Deb, like, hey, they cut my limits. I'm done. And she said, shut up, Mike. Get back to work and start merchant fulfilling some of your stuff. Because the funny story is, I send out all my stuff on Saturday, right? So by Friday, I'm done my sourcing for the week, and I check my restock limit. So I literally have probably 200 profitable items sitting at my apartment ready to go that I can't send in, right? So you got to suck it up and just work, honestly. Stop worrying about if, this is going to happen. Or any day, anything can happen, right? A comet can hit the earth, and that's the end of the line for all of us. Who cares if you're selling on Amazon or eBay? You have to have these these basically business ideas in your mind or things you're already working towards, right? You all know I got back into eBay. I've been listing stuff over here this morning, so I got a few drafts up for the week at least. Some pretty cool stuff, some old Raggedy Ann books from like 1918. So, but that's besides the point, right? So I got back into eBay, so I have a fallback, right? It doesn't have to be a primary focus in your business today, but you need to have some kind of plan, something going on in the background, right? Just in case Amazon calls me up like, hello, yes, is this Michael? Yeah, that's him. Oh yeah, this is Jeff Bezos from Amazon.com. Yeah, you can't sell no more. Oh, you know what, Jeff? Screw you. I'm going to eBay. And then I hang up the phone, right? You got to have a plan like that, no matter what it is. Whether if you're doing FBA and you got to start merchant fulfilling, do it. All the tools are out there to do anything when it comes to reselling on any single platform, especially with media. I mean, media is super easy to kind of get through and find and get for cheap. You don't have no excuses, right? You're not invested hundreds of thousands of dollars into your inventory that's sitting in Amazon. So if you're selling media and something like this happens, or you're worried that something like this is going to happen, just get it out your head. You know, if the day comes and the Grim Reaper comes knocking on your door, so be it. You'll figure it out, but it's going to be a lot easier for somebody like me that already has a plan working in the background and knows exactly what I'm going to do when my day comes, than you, where you don't have nothing going on at all. You just think, well, Amazon's my only thing. And it's funny, I watched a Curator the Lost video and he kind of hit on it, right? It's not an Amazon versus eBay battle, right? Sure, they each had their benefits, and a lot of people prefer Amazon over the convenience of, you know, not shipping every order. But it's not versus, right? You have to combine them together, and that's where you're going to see the most success is when you have both working with you. Not, oh, well, I don't want to do this one because it's too much work, or I don't want to do this one or it's too much work. Even if you're doing this part-time, right, you got to have a plan if there's something you want to basically continue to have, you know, another stream of income. Just get in that mindset of the sky isn't always falling. Now, I'll tell you straight up, Amazon has a lot more glitches than eBay does, so you have to basically, you know, when crap like this happens, you got to take a step back, pump the brakes. We had one YouTube member affected by this, and I kind of just explained to him. I kind of went down a rabbit hole on the forums to see what other people were saying, and you kind of can tell if it's going to be a glitch because it's just hitting random people for no rhyme or reason. So, like, we only have one person affected, but I understand, you know, his frustration because all of a sudden he can't sell books, right? He just started selling books a few months ago. He's gung-ho, he's out there hustling, he's got stuff ready to go, and then you wake up to this email and you're like, hey, you can't sell them. So I just kind of, you know, just wanted to put this out there, right? It sucks when these things happen, but someday it might really happen, and what are you going to do when that day comes? You can either quit, give up, just be done with selling media, which is perfectly fine, right? I'll be the first person to tell you, if something isn't working or you don't feel like doing something a certain way, or you're not happy with what you're doing, leave it behind, right? There's no point in doing it. If I didn't enjoy doing what I do, I wouldn't do it. I might as well just go back and get a job at CVS and be miserable again, right? For me, it's basically the enjoyment of doing what you're doing and making a comfortable income doing it. So if something like this happens and you're like, you have no interest in doing eBay and you're all Amazon and you're just like, hey, you know, unfortunately, you know, I can't sell on Amazon anymore, so this is the end of the line for me. That's understandable, right? There's nothing wrong with, you know, deciding that, hey, this isn't for me. There's a million different things you can do. There's people making money in all kinds of crazy ways out there. I see it all the time. I get a lot of the people that have like the vending machine businesses. Like, I always think to myself, like, man, if I ever go under selling media, I'm just gonna buy a bunch of vending machines and put them everywhere possible and just make a whole bunch of money selling packs of Oreos and Doritos. So that's a behind the scenes insight of what happens if the used book guy goes under. He becomes the used snack guy, right? And we just go out and have a bunch of vending machines. But stop worrying about all the negativity. The sky is always falling somewhere for someone. And if you're that person, I just want you to take a step back and kind of think about, you know, what are you going to do next? And if you don't have a plan today, maybe you just write one down, or kind of at least have something drawn out in your mind. Even if you're not on another platform, like, hey, if this happens, then I'm going to go do this on this platform. I'm not saying you have to actively be on these platforms. Have an account created, maybe sell a few things, watch a few videos so you kind of can understand. So when Judgment Day comes and you get the call from Jeff, you can tell him, hey Jeff, you know what? It is what it is. See you later. Bye. And that's basically the gist of the video. Amazon has glitches. eBay really never has these glitches, but you see it more and more out there, especially on reselling YouTube. A lot of eBay people have been getting in a lot of trouble lately with different things, different IP complaints. You got Nike don't want any resellers selling their stuff. So I think we're going to see more and more of this creep up on the eBay side. You know, you got huge channels like Daily Refinement who just got, you know, a few months ago, he got booted off eBay. He's a perfect example of, you know, not giving up, right? He just pivoted, and now he's just doing whatnot and crushing it. So it's just kind of being the mentality of you have to be planning ahead, and your next, you got to stay ahead. You don't want to be behind Amazon. So when Amazon shuts you down, you got nothing, right? You have no plan. All of a sudden, you're back to zero. You don't want to be in that situation because you're a business owner. Call yourself a reseller all you want, right? You're a business owner. You have a business. You run it. You own it. It makes you money. So that's going to do it for the video. I appreciate all watching. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. And stay tuned for more used videos. Bye-bye.